The great chamber of the Galaxy Council stretched like a silver dome, filled with thousands of alien representatives sitting in layered rows. Floating screens lit the air with symbols, planets, and ancient treaties. Armored guards stood like silent statues along the curved walls. Everyone was waiting for the same moment, the arrival of the human envoy. Rumors had spread weeks before that Earth was sending someone to dispute the new restrictions placed on humans. Many laughed at the news. Some even said humans should be punished before they grow too strong. For centuries, humanity had been the smallest voice in galactic matters, ignored and treated like a young species still learning its first steps. The chamber doors opened. A tall human stepped inside, walking calmly and without fear. His name was Captain Elias Ward. He wore no crown, no armor, no escort. A simple black uniform with a silver symbol over the chest. It was the mark of Earth. Every eye lifted toward him. Some stared with disbelief, others with mockery. A winged chancellor whispered to her neighbor, "He walks alone, without any guards. Humans must be desperate." Another smirked, "Or ignorant." Elias reached the center platform, where a glowing circle marked his speaking position. He lifted his gaze to the High Council, 8 grand leaders above all others. The Supreme Speaker leaned forward. His voice echoed through the hall. "You are Elias Ward, Envoy of Earth?" Elias nodded once, respectful yet steady. "I am." "You come to challenge our decision?" the speaker asked. "I come to correct it," Elias replied. A silent wave passed through the hall. Many tongues clicked, claws tapped, tails twitched. Challenging the council was an insult to their authority. Elias lifted his voice again. "You placed travel limits on Earth colonies. You restricted human ships. You ordered patrols along our borders as if we are criminals. Earth seeks peace, not conflict." His words were calm, simple, controlled. But the council heard them as defiance. One of the elders, old and bitter, slammed his staff against the table. "Peace is spoken by the weak. Your world grows without permission. You expand too fast. You breed too quickly. You build too much. You must be controlled." Another muttered, "Before you become a threat." Elias did not change expression. "The council cannot stop the growth of a free civilization," he said. "And Earth cannot dictate its own rules." That single reply ended all patience. The speaker raised his hand. The guards reacted instantly. Hidden systems activated above the chamber ring. Thin electric chains, glowing blue like liquid lightning, shot down from the ceiling. They wrapped around Elias' wrists, waist, and legs. The crowd cheered. For centuries, those chains had held dangerous criminals and warlords. Everyone expected Elias to fall. But he stood straight. The chains tightened. Then, sparks erupted. The chains overheated, melting like soft metal. They fell to the floor, burning into the platform. Gasps filled the chamber. Many stood from their seats. Some thought it was equipment failure. Others realized something was wrong. The speaker shouted, "Restrain him again." More chains fell. They wrapped tighter. A bright flash burst. This time, the chains evaporated into bright white powder before even touching his skin. Silence spread like cold wind. Elias raised his head. His eyes, which were normal seconds ago, glowed faint blue, just for a moment. Almost as if something inside him responded to danger. One council member whispered, "What is he?" Another trembled, "No human can break council restraint." Guards rushed forward. Steel lances were pointed at his chest. Elias turned slightly, and the lances bent in midair, metal twisting like rope. He did not attack. He did not move aggressively. He only spoke. "You made a mistake." His voice was calm. His face was unchanged. But every alien in the chamber felt something rising inside them, fear. It was not the fear of violence. It was the fear of not understanding what stood before them. The speaker tried to regain his authority. Explain yourself, human. What trick is this? What weapon? No trick, Elias answered. And no weapon. I warned you. Earth did not come to bow. Behind Elias, a hologram suddenly projected itself, a seal of Earth defense, glowing with unfamiliar symbols. It was nothing like past Earth technology. Something new. Something advanced. The guards stepped back. Leaders leaned forward. This envoy was not ordinary. And humanity had changed in ways no one expected. The council tried to hide their shock, but the truth was written on every face. They no longer understood humans. And attacking the envoy was the biggest mistake they had made in centuries. The chamber that had once been filled with arrogance now stood silent, waiting for answers no one was ready to hear. The council chamber still trembled after what happened. The broken remains of melted chains lay scattered around the floor like black ashes. Every alien leader stared, unable to believe what they had witnessed. A single human had stood against the most powerful restraint technology ever created, and destroyed it without lifting a finger. Captain Elias Ward remained calm, hands folded behind his back, as if nothing unusual had happened. The Supreme Speaker cleared his throat, trying to recover authority. Your display changes nothing. You are under council control. You have never controlled humanity, Elias replied softly. The statement landed like a thunderstrike. A wide-bodied reptilian general rose from his seat. His armor glowed red with thermal veins. You defy us and speak without permission. Human arrogance has grown beyond limits. Elias looked directly at him. There is no arrogance in truth. The general growled, and a squad of elite guards marched in, heavily armored, carrying plasma halberds. Weapons designed to break star metal, weapons that destroyed war machines. They surrounded Elias, forming a circle. The speaker snapped his fingers. Lower him. Gravity plates activated. A heavy magnetic pull forced down on Elias' body, enough pressure to crush titanium pillars. The floor beneath Elias cracked. But Elias remained standing. The guards looked confused. The pressure increased again, then again, yet Elias did not bend. The council gasped. No human body could endure that level of gravitational compression. Unless something changed. Something evolved. A pale-skinned scientist in the top row whispered, he is reshaping mass density. His cells are absorbing force. That caused panic. One guard lost patience. He stepped forward and struck Elias full force with his halberd. The blade froze mid-air. Not stopped by a shield. Not blocked by armor. Stopped by something unseen, something that distorted the metal like liquid. The guard tried again, harder. The weapon shattered into dust. The energy from the broken weapon traveled upward, lighting the chamber roofs, shaking wires and screens. Elias never moved. He simply said, sit. The guard collapsed to his knees, his body reacting, not his mind. The entire council fell silent. The speaker trembled. What, are you? Elias tapped his wrist communicator. A digital lock broke. Holographic screens formed above him, broadcasting the truth. A classified program appeared. Project Ascension, active. Lines of hidden data scrolled. Earth Genetic Model A13. Human Neurological Evolution Stage 4. Stellar Core Adaptation Success. The speaker could not even read half the symbols. What does this mean? He shouted. It means humanity has stepped into a form that existed long before the council, Elias replied. The screens shifted. They showed human history, not the weak history the aliens remembered, but a darker one. Wars fought alone. Planets built through storms and volcanic winters. Frozen lands turned into cities. Humans surviving radiation zones without help. Humans adapting to diseases faster than medicinal science. For thousands of years aliens believed humans were slow-growing, emotional, unpredictable. But now the Council saw what they missed. Humanity had always moved forward when the universe pushed them backward. A stone-faced elder spoke quietly, "You cannot be human anymore." Elias faced him. "I am human. Just extended. You attacked me instead of listening. Now you will listen." His voice held no threat, only command. But even command felt dangerous coming from something that could bend physics through will. "Earth has changed," he continued. "We unlocked pieces of ourselves that were always hidden. You feared our progress, so you tried to hold us still. That mistake must not repeat again." The reptilian general stood again. "Your advancements threaten the balance. You should be contained." Elias turned toward him, and the air pressure around the general increased instantly. His armor began to compress. Not breaking. Not killing him. Just enough to remind him who held control. "You are alive because humans choose restraint," Elias said. Gasps expanded through the room. The speaker trembled. "Why reveal this now? Why visit the Council?" Elias expanded the hologram. Galactic star maps appeared. Not current ones, future ones. Beyond the mapped galaxies, a dark region pulsed. An unknown void. "We searched deeper into space," Elias said. "We found something. Something older than all life in this galaxy. And it is coming." The Council froze. "What is coming?" a nervous leader asked. Elias shut the display. "When Earth confirms it, you will know. For now, the Council must stop treating humanity as servants. Earth does not belong under anyone's chain." He stepped forward. For the first time, every guard stepped back. Every leader lowered their gaze. The speaker whispered, "Then what do you want?" The guards no longer moved. Councils no longer spoke. Every being who once saw humans as weak suddenly questioned their entire understanding. And for the first time in centuries, the Council realized something terrifying. Humanity did not need the galaxy. But the galaxy needed humanity. The atmosphere inside the chamber shifted. The Council, once proud and dominating, now sat still like frightened children in front of a silent storm. Elias stood alone, yet the entire room felt smaller around him. The Council no longer viewed him as a guest, they viewed him as something that could reshape the fate of the galaxy with a single decision. The Supreme Speaker finally found his voice. "You claim peace and protection. Yet you hide knowledge from us. You reveal power only after being challenged. Why should any world trust you?" The room waited for Elias to respond. He turned toward them, not angry, not emotional, just unwavering. "We do not trust easily either," he said. "Humanity remembers everything you have done." Screens shifted automatically, like the system itself recognized the truth. Images and recordings appeared. Human trade ships denied entry. Colonies starved due to Council sanctions. Children taken into forced labor camps on distant moons. Earth delegates ignored in past meetings. The Council members turned pale. Their mistakes, buried, hidden, forgotten, were being displayed publicly. Elias did not accuse anyone loudly. His silence accused them more deeply. "You thought humans were harmless," Elias continued. "That is why you treated us like an inferior civilization. But you never understood the rule of humanity." He paused. The entire chamber leaned forward. "We rise after being broken." He moved his hand slightly, and the star map changed again. It showed Earth thousands of years ago, destroyed cities, violent storms, diseases spreading through continents, humanity nearly gone. "How did humans survive this?" whispered an insectoid elder. Elias answered without looking. Because humans do not wait for someone to save them. The screen displayed humans rebuilding ruins with bare hands. Planting crops in poisoned soil. Creating medicine without outside help. Crossing oceans with broken ships. Standing after extinction-level disasters. You saw humans laughing, singing, celebrating, Elias said. You never saw the suffering that shaped them. He turned back toward the council. You judged us from the surface. The speaker trembled. Then what are you now? If humans have changed, what have you become? Elias unlocked the next sequence. Spectral diagrams hovered around him, energy signatures, neural expansions, biostructure upgrades, cosmic radiation adaptation. We are still human, Elias said. Just adapting faster than any species has ever adapted. A soft murmur filled the chamber. One leader slowly rose. Are you saying, humans evolved in the span of a single century? Not evolved, Elias corrected. Uncovered. Uncovered what? Another asked. The dormant part of human architecture. Elias lifted his palm. A pulse of light shaped into a symbol. Ancient. Unknown. What is that language? One historian gasped. No language, Elias replied. A memory. He explained. Before humanity built its first city. Before the first wheel. Before maps. Before fire was controlled. There was something stored in human cells, something that awakened only in great danger. That potential, he said, remained hidden throughout history. War after war. Disaster after disaster. Humans survived without knowing why. The council members exchanged worried glances. So humanity has always been more, the speaker whispered. Always, Elias confirmed. And it is not anger that shapes us. He raised his voice slightly. It is need. He revealed more records. Solar storms destroying satellites, humans built new systems. Famine, humans engineered planet-wide agricultural systems. Diseases, humans cured deadly plagues. War zones, humans rebuilt entire nations. Humans fight darkness, Elias said, not because they want war, but because they refuse to disappear. Silence swallowed the hall. Finally, the reptilian general spoke, not with pride anymore, but almost humbled. Then why come here? If humans can stand alone, why not ignore the galaxy entirely? Elias looked at him for a moment before answering. Because something is approaching that none of you can face alone. The lights dimmed. A projection expanded in the air. A moving shadow, shaped like nothing alive. It consumed starlight. It erased planets without impact or explosion. It removed matter without breaking it. Elias spoke slowly. A force that grows by consuming galaxies. We detected it outside mapped space. We do not know what it is. Not yet. A cold wave passed through the council chamber. If it reaches your borders, Elias said, your weapons, shields, and armies will collapse in hours. Fear was everywhere now. What do you expect from us? The Supreme Speaker whispered. Respect, Elias repeated calmly. And unity. No one will force loyalty, he continued. No one will kneel. Humans will not lead. But humans will defend if asked. Councils exchanged long looks. This was no negotiation anymore. This was survival. Elias spoke again. You attacked the envoy from Earth. You tried to chain us. That was your mistake. He stepped back from the hologram projection. Do not repeat it. His footsteps echoed. Every species that once saw humans as weak now realized a truth they never predicted. The future of the galaxy might depend on humanity. And humanity was ready. The chamber remained silent long after Elias's warning. No one dared to speak. The recording still hovered in midair, fading stars disappearing into an unknown darkness, entire planets erased without explosion or flame. The same council that once believed humans were harmless now understood how deeply wrong they had been. The Supreme Speaker swallowed, voice trembling. If this threat grows, if it reaches us, will Earth stand with the galaxy? Elias did not answer immediately. Instead, he walked toward the exit platform. His footsteps echoed like distant thunder. Every guard stepped aside instinctively, forming an open path though none were commanded to move. He turned halfway. Earth will defend life, he said. But not those who enslave it. A quiet gasp passed through the crowd. He did not say, galaxy. He did not say, all species. He said, life. A meaning larger than borders, larger than empires. The speaker stood, desperation replacing arrogance. Then tell us how to prepare. Share your research. Share your defense systems. Share whatever you have learned. Elias looked at him calmly. You already tried to chain me. Why should humanity open its doors to those who approach us with weapons first? Several leaders lowered their heads in shame. One of the council generals finally stood, a massive six-limbed warrior whose voice usually shook hallways. Now he spoke quietly. What must we do to earn peace? Do not act against the freedom of humanity again, Elias answered. Do not blockade our colonies. Do not place ships at our borders. Do not treat us as if we are beneath you. The speaker nodded slowly, swallowing his pride. We will correct that. But before anyone could speak further, a sudden alarm exploded through the chamber. A red spiral formed on the holographic screen. Unauthorized intrusion. A shadow jumped from the high balcony above. A professional assassin. Silent as air. His armor had symbols from a forgotten order, trained to kill rulers and commanders silently. He fell toward Elias, weapon blazing with plasma light, sharp enough to split star-scale containers. The blade went toward Elias's spine. The council screamed. But Elias did not move. The moment the blade touched him, something impossible happened. Light burst, not from a device, not from armor, but from Elias himself. His body dissolved into a transparent field, glowing silver blue. The assassin's weapon passed straight through him as if he were made of light. Then the assassin froze mid-air, held in a field that did not exist a second earlier. The chamber shook. The walls vibrated as if responding to Elias's heartbeat. His voice changed, not louder, not angrier, but carrying a frequency that bent matter. And the room felt weightless. Every creature felt it in their bones. This was Elias's true form. A form humanity never revealed to anyone. Not because they feared enemies. But because they feared what it meant. The assassin was lowered gently to the floor, not harmed, not punished, just disarmed. Elias turned fully toward the council now. No longer a man of flesh. No longer solid matter. He was what humans whispered in myths, what old Earth stories called ascendants, humans shaped from knowledge and energy. A being that could cross planets without ships. Survive explosions without shielding. Walk through stars without burning. Every being in the chamber looked up as Elias's voice echoed clearly. Humanity did not change to become rulers. We changed because something greater than empires awaits in the dark. The lights dimmed automatically. His energy pulsed with soft radiance. You tried to chain me, he said. And yet I stand before you without chains. Then he pointed at the assassin. You attempted to take my life, yet I choose not to take yours. The council absorbed the meaning. Power was not control. Power was restraint. The speaker stepped forward shakily. Captain Ward, what are we allowed to tell our worlds? Elias turned toward the exit again. You may tell them this. He paused. Earth will not